We're about to begin renovating the most important room in the chateau, the kitchen. We've put it off because we were stuck, unsure of how to actually design it, so we did what any normal homeowner would do. We ignored it. We didn't want to screw it up, but now cabinet doors have started falling off and I've lost my spark to cook. But we've put our grown-up pants on and have taken the plunge with an actual architect and real designs. So we're super excited to start this project. It's exciting, but at the same time, it's really daunting because there's a lot to do. There's a lot to tear down. There's a lot to investigate. We don't know what we're going to find.
Right.
So before all the fun stuff can happen, there's a lot of demo.
Yeah.
The number one thing we're most concerned about is what's up there.
You can't tell from here, but when you're in the guest room above here, the floor has a big sway. It could be perfectly fine that the beams are just, over the years, they start to sag. They're perfectly structurally fine. Or they could need shoring up or replacing. I need to pull this ceiling down, which is involved. I mean, just like over there, you know, they've got all that insulation stuff in the middle.
Lincoln is referring to our bathroom remodel. We expected a simple job, but soon discovered the beams were rotten due to water damage and needed to be replaced. This is what was between the floorboards, original insulation made from mud. The rosette has to come down, but we can put that up again. Right. That's a nice plaster one. Yeah, this is the thing I'm most worried about. I mean, like you said, it could be nothing.
Another problem is that part of why the floor upstairs looks like a bowl, sort of, is that there's a high point. It comes high and then this.
Yeah.
And that seems to coincide with this wall, which isn't supposed to be a load-bearing wall, but I think it kind of ended up one because of these, and these are 1.25 inch thick boards. This is the back of the cabinet, and the cabinets are made of like 1.25 inch wood. These boards they come to this point. If they've got some attachment to the beams, which we can't tell right now, then they're actually supporting something because there's the back and the two sides. So it's, you know, it's structural.
So right now that is our biggest worry. So that could throw a monkey wrench into the entire project. And
over here as well. I mean, this cabinet doesn't go the whole way to the floor, but it's got this board just like that. You know, figure it's the same construction. And then it's got one over on that side. You can't see it because they put wallpaper on it. But,
yeah.
So those are, if they're attached to a beam up there, then they're basically supporting the floor somewhat.
So then how do we resolve that situation?
We have to find another way to hold it up when we're removing them.
Yeah.
We may have to put a beam in that
going across
this distance. Don't
yeah.
know.
Oh, there you are. We are very excited to have Foreo back sponsoring today's video so we can tell you all about the FAQ 202, a product we've both been using for a while now. It's an ultra-lightweight silicone face mask that uses light therapy. It has 8 different wavelengths to tackle signs of aging. It's app-connected and easy to use with preset treatments to target specific skin concerns. Lincoln can still enjoy his LED facial for up to 15 minutes while he continues on with his busy day. The beauty of the FAQ 202 is that if you don't have 15 minutes to set aside, you can do a quick refresh treatment in only 5 minutes. So Lincoln, now that you've been using the FAQ 202 for a few months now, how do you think it's benefited you?
I've noticed that my skin is smooth, softer, and less dull looking. And I like how I look wearing it.
So with the FAQ 202, you can expect to see results in about 2 weeks, and we've seen such an amazing difference in our skin and really love their products. So hopefully we've piqued your interest, and we have great news. You can get an extra 30% off on almost all Foreo products. Just head over to their website and use our exclusive code where you can find the FAQ 202 as well as our other favorite, the UFO 3. Thanks again, Foreo. Ultimately, we decided to use an architect because we felt like we needed an extra set of eyes. Usually we just do it ourselves. Figured this was such a big enough project that we didn't want to screw anything up.
Well, it was also that we were racking our brains about what to do, and we weren't really settling on something that seemed great.
No, I think we would walk around the kitchen and go, do we do this? Do we move this wall? But nothing really stood out to us. This is Matt Potts of Matt Potts Design. He previously worked in San Francisco and is currently based in Burgundy. He has clients all over France, from chateaus to farmhouses and apartments. He was here for 2 days, measuring, taking photos, and getting to know our design style and preferences. Okay, we have a visitor.
So this is, we're starting off the kitchen project here, and to get all of us speaking the same language, we've got mood boards here that throw out some ideas for what a modern, highly functional kitchen in a beautiful old chateau like this could look like. These are not plans. This is not, you're not committing to anything here, but there's a number of different ideas we can pull out of each of these images. Over in this corner here, there's sort of a monochrome approach, really strong colors, maybe not to your taste, but in sort of high ceilinged rooms with historic details, this can be a nice way to unify a lot of disparate elements, the walls and the cabinets and open shelves, pulling them all together under one color. That's one approach. Another would be kind of a contrasting approach. Like here, you've got white cabinets, nice checkered floor, and a natural wood island, kind of creating some pop there.
The problem is trying to decide how to make a decision.
Yes, for sure. I threw in a not-so-modern kitchen here, kind of a lovely old French chateau kitchen.
This one, yeah.
Yeah. Just as sort of source image of, that probably has a lot of the vibe, the character that we're after. Sure. This is an interesting look at how you can match two different types of stone, the white Carrara marble on the backsplash and the gray stone on the island.
That's really pretty.
Contrasting, but the grays and the whites are definitely, they're sort of inverse between those two stones.
Right,
so
right.
A very careful mix there.
Yeah, I mean, that's a color choice too with your stove.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, that's bold.
Yeah, and when you do that, a plainer backdrop is probably the way to go. One exciting element that you've talked about is wanting to have an open fire to cook on in the kitchen. We need to do a bit of an investigation if we can open up the flue.
That's Lincoln's job.
Yeah. I've done some. I need to do more.
Yeah, you need to do more.
Found that there had been a fireplace. The important thing is there's another flue in there that isn't being used right now that we can use for a fireplace that we make and use it as for the hood above the stove.
Because it would be fabulous to have an open fire.
Yeah, how fun would that be? Mm-hmm. Fun to cook on and just a really fun atmosphere in the kitchen too.
Sure.
Yeah.
So some different ideas about how that could be arranged. I think we, where's the image we gravitated to? Is it this one? This is not quite it, but something we talked about here was
where they're
sort of
unified under a hood.
Yeah, let the range and the fireplace be part of the same kind of cooking element.
Exactly.
This was a really lovely image for its simplicity.
I think we both sort of gravitated towards this one, because of the simplicity, but you have the wood, which makes it feel really warm.
Mm-hmm. And wood is great for softening the aesthetics. It can also help soften the acoustics in a space, because especially in a kitchen, you're probably not going to put drapery up on the windows.
Right.
And you're talking wood floors for sure, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And to match these, I think.
Yeah. So, absolutely.
So if we're matching the dining room floors, that kind of brings up the question of how are we connecting the dining room and the kitchen? Right now, I sort of have my early sketch plan, not super accurate yet, but right now this is the dining room. We've got this sort of mudroom entry space here that you go through to get to the existing kitchen. There's a potential to open up this doorway here, which is right behind us.
Right.
which could provide a really lovely direct connection between the two spaces.
So this was an original pass-through, and it's just been...
That's how it appears, yes.
Yeah.
They bricked it up afterward.
So that would be really interesting to have an area to walk through.
Yeah, and I was also noticing earlier today that there's wood paneling inside here too.
Yeah.
That matches pretty closely the same style elsewhere. So it could be, I say this now, it could be relatively simple to open that up. Famous last words.
Yeah. And then what we're looking at here is the chimney wall, right?
And that matches what's happening on the other side of the dining room, where it's really just a half door. The double doors are kind of just for aesthetics. There's actually a lot of false doors in this space. Funnily.
Yeah, we have the two false doors over here.
There's a staircase behind that.
Yeah.
And then the other door, well, this
That
door.
one's sort of like quarter
Yeah.
false.
Right, the last step from the staircase comes out too far, so they sort of block the top.
It's all illusion in here.
It is, but it looks cohesive. That's
It's a beautiful room.
the beauty of it. It's too separated in here, and we need more kitchen space. And obviously this space is not working for us. It's not a functional kitchen at all. You know, you have very little counter space over here. Ideally, we'd like an island in the middle of the kitchen. We don't know which way it would be positioned. We just need so much more counter space, storage space. We have so many questions. Where do we put the stove? Where do we position everything? It's right now it's just kind of a miserable, dysfunctional space for us.
Yeah.
So-
You mentioned a lot of kind of awkward corners, like the dishwasher opens there and then you
Yeah,
can't load
like
things
this
into
is what we do. We do this, and then we do this, and it just doesn't work. And these counters aren't even, what's a typical full length?
Yeah, in the U.S. would be about 2 feet.
Yeah.
These
And
these are
this one
not
in
even the
particular.
same all the way around.
No, it's all sort of a mishmash.
Yeah.
So it just does not work.
And then there's the question of the mudroom, which is
Right.
access to the outside, a desire to have 2 doors so the cats don't go running out every time.
Yeah, it's to keep the cats from going out, and also we have a little space when the dogs come in, when it's incredibly muddy, so we can sort of quickly
Catch the mud before it gets to the rest of the house. A true mudroom.
Because exactly, yeah. And then incorporating laundry as well.
Yeah.
We don't have any room upstairs for the laundry. So if we could position a washer and dryer over there, that would be great too.
Yeah. And trying to carve out that space while maintaining or improving the natural light in here. You've got a beautiful window in the mudroom,
Yep.
beautiful window here. A nice window here, not quite as big,
Yeah.
and it's a bit blocked by trees. But
we love the view, and I like how you have the windows are just opposite one another.
yeah, the house is more or less symmetrical. In
Yes.
the grand salon on the other side, you do experience those 2 windows being across from each other. Well, really, in every other room, you have that. So that'll be really interesting if we can bring that effect into this kitchen.
Yeah. I mean, I'm anxious to see what you come up with because, we're so used to looking at it day in and day out. So we have certain ideas in our head that it should be this way, but having a fresh perspective. And I think that's going to make all the difference for us.
Yeah, I'm excited to dig
I
into
know.
it. Try out different
I'm
things.
excited for it to get started, but the dust and the dirt and the everything else. And you're going to put together a little plan for a temporary kitchen in our dining room. So that'll be
Hopefully not. Hopefully it is temporary and not not using it for too long.
Yeah. Because we are going to be doing the bulk of the work. Do we keep these cabinets? They are original to the Chateau, but are they functional?
Right. Yeah, it's a tough question. I mean, it's always hard to sacrifice any original fabric. So, we'll definitely look at keeping them in place as one option. We'll look at removing them and repurposing them elsewhere as another option. But it does seem like this wall and the cabinets that are holding that wall in place are driving a lot of the problems with the functionality of the kitchen.
Absolutely.
So we'll look carefully into what we do with these. And they're big doors. They're really pretty hefty doors. So that just kind of makes them even more difficult to use on a day-to-day basis.
I mean, there is storage, but how much of it, will get lost in there or...
Right.
Yeah.
One idea, just shooting off the hip here to make them a bit more functional, would be cutting them down the middle and putting a piano hinge in, so you can fold them open a bit more easily.
Like our shutters do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but for original material, it's also in really great shape. So I'm gonna be really careful with how we handle these.
Yeah. No, she gave up. Too much effort. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on notifications. Having Matt draw up designs for us to review has been a huge help. So he came up with 6 different designs. This is the existing floor plan, which includes the kitchen, the mudroom, and the dining room. So the dining room will now become our temporary kitchen. Our idea was to create some kind of mudroom and then open this space up so we have a much bigger kitchen. So he's included a temporary kitchen layout for us. The room will include some basic cabinets, a few of our existing appliances, and most likely a hot plate. The first design opens up the space by removing the 2 interior walls to create an open layout. It also integrates a large island with seating and introduces a fully enclosed mudroom. The entertainer features a windowed pantry with built-in storage and plenty of counter space, all seamlessly connected to the dining room. The minimalist rotates the island to maximize the view and adds floor-to-ceiling cabinets for ample storage. The minimalist Part 2 features a larger mudroom enhanced storage with back-to-back cabinetry and a dedicated entrance leading straight into the kitchen. The country kitchen offers a larger footprint, a spacious mudroom, and a prominent fireplace set on the diagonal. Rounding out the options, the budget design preserves the original footprint while incorporating an island and relocating the sink to face the small window. And these are...
The original tiles from the center hallway.
Which we're planning on reusing in our little mudroom. So this is like it almost looks like soapstone to me. Like a blue stone of some kind.
Blue-grayish.
Yeah, it's really pretty. And then this is, I guess, a limestone.
Limestone, yeah.
So cleaned up, it'll be beautiful. So we'll do like a nice... Checkerboard.
Yeah.
But I think that's an amazing way to reuse
it's
part of the original history of the building.
Yeah.
Right, Fluffy? So just for fun, let us know in the comments which design you like best. We've already chosen our favorite and are currently in the tweaking phase. So it'll be interesting to see which one you guys gravitate towards. I mean, and people wonder why I never cook in here. It's just this kitchen is so horrible. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. And if you have something to say, leave us a comment.